welcome to Cherokee Now. Today we have Sasha Jumper and Nikki Toineeta joining the show. You ladies work with family safety, and we're going to speak today a little bit about child fostering. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
It's good to have you guys today. Tell me a little bit about your program and the work that you guys do.
So our program, the Family Safety Program, is divided up into 4 different teams. We have an investigative team that works with referrals of families when they are in need. And we have an in-home services team as well that works with families who need just a little extra help. And then we have our foster care team when we have to take custody of children and work with these families while we help them try to get back on their feet. And then we also have our licensing team that recruit, trains, and license foster parents for us to work with our children in foster care.
So you guys do a lot of work with families and children and especially those with needs.
Yes, that's
Okay.
our biggest thing.
And what do you do?
I am the foster care license. I do foster care licensure and recruitment for.
Okay, excellent. So what is fostering and what do people need to know about that process?
So fostering is a temporary arrangement for children and family in need.
Okay.
We try to wrap them in services and support so that we can reunify the child back with their families.
Now, is this a permanent thing or is this a long
No,
term?
it's meant to be temporary.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, how difficult is it for someone to become a foster parent? Are there classes or requirements that they need to make?
Yeah, so there are our TIPS MAP classes, which are 10-week classes. It's generally on the same day of the week for the 10 weeks, and it's from 6 to 9.
So it's after work hours
Yeah.
kind of thing? What could someone expect in that kind of class? Like, what do you go through? What are some of the subject matters?
We teach them a little bit, so we can't teach them everything, obviously.
Right.
But we teach them kind of what to expect whenever they have kids in their home. What else do we teach?
We give them a lot of tips and tools and things they can use. Working with birth families, we're really big on shared parenting. We do expect our foster families, as long as it's safe for them, to be in touch with our birth families and work with them and help them kind of build this family up so they can get their children
What
back.
is a birth family? Is that just the
The biological
The
family.
biological
Yeah, the
family.
family that we're working with to
So
try to
this
reunify.
Fostering is very much about putting the child, first of all, in maybe a safe situation, but also ensuring that we're working to get these things back together. It's not necessarily taking a child out of a situation or out of a family, but it's the effort to work to get people back together, get the kids back with the families that they originated from.
Yeah, our
Yes.
main goal is always to reunify that child back with
Okay.
their birth family.
And we'll do everything we can to make sure that that child gets to go home to their family as long as it's safe.
Good. Okay. What are the costs for something like that? Does it cost for?
No, there's no cost. If any cost should arise, we usually make sure that we try to cover that within our program.
Yes.
Awesome. Okay. So, if someone's interested in becoming a foster parent, where would they begin?
They could call me at the Family Safety Program, and I can kind of give them the rundown of what to expect and all the paperwork and the application process.
What is your number over at the Family Safety Program?
It's 828-359-1520.
Okay.
We also have another worker who works on the team, Nicholas Squirrel. He is also able to answer those questions at that same number. You can either ask for Sasha or for Nick.
Okay. Great. How many children are in need of this kind of support?
Right now, we have 86 children in family safety custody.
Wow.
That range from newborn babies to 17 years old. We need a lot of placements for teenagers, so if anyone's interested in taking teenagers, that would be amazing. So yeah, we have a very high caseload right now.
That's a tougher age group. They speak.
Yes.
They've been through some things. They have some trauma and
Yes.
some needs, I'm sure. But that's a great group to work with. Now, when someone signs up to become a foster parent, do they select who and what age groups? Is there criteria like
Yeah, so they are able to let us know what age they are comfortable with,
Right.
and we'll try to match them up as best as we can.
that? Okay, and you said 86?
86 kids in custody right now.
What happens if no one's there to serve their needs?
So if we don't find a foster family, we have 2 options. We usually contact the Cherokee Children's Home, which is usually our last resort, just because children need families, and that's very important for them to be with a family member.
Right.
Or we go to other counties or other agencies off the reservation. So those children may have to leave the reservation, which is something we also don't want, because we want to keep our kids here.
Absolutely. Okay. Well, is there anything else we could talk about today regarding the program or this call to action to get folks out?
So right now we have 38 licensed foster homes, and while
Okay.
that seems like a lot, that's not nearly enough.
Okay.
There is always a need, and we're always recruiting, and we hold classes 3 to 4 times throughout the year.
Okay. So what would you say to somebody that may be sitting on the fence, maybe thinking about it, but unsure if that's something they want to do, or if if they could afford it or anything like that, what would you say to someone?
I would invite them to come to either an informational meeting that we have
Okay.
or to do a map class, a whole map class.
Okay.
And that really is to help them lean one way or the other if they are
So
on
they'll
the
know
fence
if it's
about
for
fostering.
them.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, and I'm sure it's not for everybody. Now, as a foster parent, you really do get to decide when and who. To an extent, you are a parent or a foster parent. Is that true? So if
Yes.
you have a busy summer, you can be like, look, I can't take on anyone right now, but maybe this fall I can pick up another.
Yes.
Yes.
And we do.
Real flexible, I guess.
And one thing that a lot of people don't know about is our respite care. So if you do just need a weekend or a week off, we will find placement for that child until you can just kind of get back into it.
Now, is there monetary support for a program like this for parents that do want to foster?
Yeah, we do offer board payments, and it's based on the child's age.
Okay.
Yeah, and those get paid out every month. And so we try to provide as much support not only with payments, but with therapy. We have our own behavioral health services that'll come in and help the parents if they need it.
Okay.
Plus, we can do WIC and daycare and anything else that we can provide for those families.
There's a lot of support on that side of it to make sure that
Yes.
it's not a overbearing or a burden on the finances of the person
Yes.
that's doing it.
The child's worker usually comes out and sees the family in the home once a month, and then
Right.
Sasha and Nick will go out every other month. So that's that extra support of 2 workers coming in all the time.
Okay.
And our behavior, our Anna side of it, we'll do in-home therapy if it's ever needed.
Yeah.
They're awesome about that kind of stuff.
Awesome. Well, I hope I wish you guys the best. You're doing some tremendous work, and
Thank you.
I challenge the community. If you're sitting out there on the fence and you're capable of doing something like this, we have a lot of enrolled member children
Yes.
in need of this. It sounds like we have 86. That's a tremendous number. It's temporary work. It's good work, and we're going to heal and put people back together and keep the kids here on the boundary and with their families. So please contact these ladies. Reach out to them and provide that service. It sounds like the support's there, so if you're capable and willing and interested, that's a worthy and worthwhile process for folks to sign up for. Well, thank you for coming on today.
Thank you for
Thank
having
you.
If you
us.
have any other events or anything happening in the future and you want to come back on and discuss that with the public, or if you have any updates or changes that need to be made, please come back on.
Okay, thank you.
All right.
Thanks.
Well, thanks for joining us today. That'll be it for today. If you're listening at home and would like to comment on the show or ask questions regarding what we've discussed today, please comment on our EBCI Cherokee Now Facebook page at facebook.com/Cherokee Now. We'll see you again soon. Dane Dagahunya.